Kusanagi, also known as Kusanagi no Tsurugi, is one of the most legendary and revered artifacts in Japanese mythology and history. As one of the three sacred treasures of Japan, Kusanagi symbolizes the legitimacy and divine authority of the Japanese emperor. The story of the Kusanagi is steeped in ancient mythology, blending history with legend, and its fate remains one of the most intriguing mysteries in Japanese cultural heritage. The origins of the Kusanagi are rooted in ancient Japanese texts like Kojikai, records of ancient matters, and Nihon Shokai, Japanese chronicles of Japan. According to these texts, the sword was originally known as Ami no Murakumo no Tsurugi, sword of the gathering clouds of heaven. It was discovered by the storm god Susanoo after he slew the monstrous serpent Ta no Orochi. The serpent had 8 heads and 8 tails, and inside one of its tails, Susanoo found the magnificent sword. He presented the sword to his sister, the sun goddess Amaterasu, as a gesture of reconciliation. Amaterasu soon bestowed the sword upon her grandson, Ningai no Mikoto, when she sent him to Earth to rule over Japan. This act linked the sword directly to the divine right of the Japanese imperial family. Over time, the sword became part of the imperial regalia, which also includes the mirror Yata no Kagami and the jewel Yasakani no Magatama. Together, these 3 items represent the imperial throne's legitimacy and are integral to the enthronement ceremonies of the Japanese emperor. The Kusanagi, meaning grass-cutting sword, emerged from a later legend involving the legendary prince Yamato Takori. According to the tale, Yamato Takori was given the sword by his aunt, Yamato Haimi, the high priestess of the Ise shrine. During one of his military campaigns, Yamato Takori was lured into a grassy plain by his enemy, who then set the grass on fire in an attempt to kill him. Using the sword, Yamato Takori cut down the burning grass and created a fire break, saving his life. In gratitude, he renamed the sword Kusanagi. By its mythical origins, Kusanagi has been historically significant in Japanese culture. The sword was traditionally kept at Asuta Shrine in Nagoya, one of Japan's most important Shinto shrines. It is said that the sword was moved there during the reign of Emperor Sujin between 97 and 30 BC, and it remained there for centuries, enshrined and revered. The most mysterious episode in the history of the Kusanagi occurred during the Great Genpei Wars, which happened between 1180 and 1185, a conflict between Taira and Minamoto clans. In 1185, during the Battle of Dan no Ura, Taira clan, facing imminent defeat, attempted to escape with Emperor Antoku and the imperial regalia, including Kusanagi. According to the legend, Taira warriors, along with the young emperor and the treasure, leaped into the sea to avoid capture. Emperor Antoku drowned, and while the mirror and the jewel were recovered, Kusanagi was lost to the depths. The Japanese imperial family claims that the sword was later recovered, but no verifiable evidence has ever been presented. The current whereabouts of the Kusanagi are shrouded in secrecy, as the imperial regalia is not shown to the public, and its existence relies heavily on tradition and belief. The secrecy surrounding Kusanagi and other sacred treasures is deeply embedded in Japanese culture, adding to the aura and mystery and reverence. The significance of the Kusanagi extends beyond its mythical origins and historical narratives. It embodies the spiritual and cultural heritage of Japan, symbolizing the unbroken lineage of the imperial family and the divine connection to the gods. The sword's legendary powers and its role in key mythological events underscores the importance in the Shinto religion and Japanese folklore. The legend of Kusanagi continues to captivate the imagination of both people in Japan and around the world. It represents a fascinating blend of history, mythology, and cultural identity. Despite its elusive nature, the story of Kusanagi endures a testament to the rich tapestry of Japanese tradition and the enduring allure of ancient relics that bridge the gap between mortal and the divine. The Sword of Islam is an artifact steeped in both historical significance and wartime symbolism, associated with one of the most controversial figures of the 20th century, Benito Mussolini. Presented to Mussolini in 1937, this ceremonial sword was a gift from the Arab leaders of Italian Libya, acknowledging his self-appointed title as the protector of Islam. The presentation of the sword was a highly orchestrated event meant to bolster Mussolini's image both in Italy and in the colony, where he sought to portray himself as a benevolent and respected leader. The sword was intricately designed as a symbol of craftsmanship and diplomatic homage. It was intended to strengthen the ties between Mussolini's fascist regime and the Muslim populations under Italian colonial rule, particularly in North Africa. Mussolini's reception of the sword was widely publicized in the fascist propaganda, which portrayed him as a respected figure not only in Europe but also in the Muslim, was serving an ideological as well as political purpose. However, the history of the Sword of Islam took a dramatic turn as World War II progressed. By 1943, Mussolini's fortunes had drastically declined. Italy faced numerous military defeats, and Mussolini himself was deposed and arrested, although he was later rescued by German forces and installed as head of a puppet regime in northern Italy. His power and influence were significantly diminished. The exact details of what happened to the Sword of Islam during his turbulent period are murky, but it is believed that the sword was lost in the chaos that followed Mussolini's downfall. Some accounts suggest that it might have been destroyed or lost during the Allied bombings, while others propose that it could have been stolen or secretly kept by someone close to the fascist leadership. Despite various rumours and theories about its fate, the Sword of Islam has never been recovered and its whereabouts remains unknown. Like many artifacts associated with controversial historical figures, the sword carries a heavy symbolic weight, representing a period marked by imperialism, war, and the complex interplay of religion and politics. Today, the Sword of Islam serves as a poignant reminder of the manipulative uses of cultural and religious symbols in political strategies, reflecting the broader themes of cultural appropriation and the politicization of religion. The disappearance of the sword adds an element of mystery to its historical narrative, making it a subject of continued interest and speculation amongst historians and enthusiasts alike. As an artifact lost in the annals of a tumultuous period, the Sword of Islam remains a fascinating, if elusive, piece of a historical puzzle surrounding the rise and fall of Mussolini and his regime. The Lufthansa heist is one of the most infamous robberies in American history, immortalized by the sheer audacity and mystery surrounding the unrecovered loot, and its depiction in popular culture, notably in Martin Scorsese's film Goodfellas. This meticulously planned and executed crime targeted the Lufthansa Airlines cargo building at the John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York City on December the 11th, 1978, and resulted in a staggering theft of approximately $5 million in cash and $875,000 in jewelry. The heist was orchestrated by a group of mobsters from the Lucchese crime family, one of the 5 families that dominated organized crime activities in New York City. The mastermind behind the operation was James Burke, also known as Jimmy the Gent, a notorious figure in the mafia underworld known for his criminal savvy and violent behavior. The plan was set into motion after an insider, Louis Werner, who worked at the cargo facility, tipped off the gang about a large sum of money transporting from West Germany to Lufthansa cargo terminal, which were proceeds from an exchange of American currency for military and tourist purposes abroad. On the night of the heist, a group of several masked gunmen, carefully directed by Burke and his associates, infiltrated the cargo area. They took advantage of the lax security and the inside information provided by Werner. The robbers knew exactly when the money would arrive and had details about the building's layout and security procedures. They managed to subdue the employees present and access the vault containing the cash and jewels with relative ease. Despite the enormous amount of money stolen, the actual execution of the heist involved literal physical violence. though the physical intimidation and precise timing instilled fear and ensured control over the situation. After the robbers left, the heist was soon discovered, triggering one of the most extensive criminal investigations of the time, led by the FBI and local law enforcement. However, the aftermath of the heist was marked by a brutal cleanup operation orchestrated by Burke, who was paranoid about being caught. Most of the individuals involved in the heist were murdered or disappeared under mysterious circumstances, effectively silencing potential witnesses and securing Burke's tracks. Louis Werner was later arrested and convicted for his role as an inside man. The Lufthansa heist remains largely unsolved, with most of the money and jewelry never recovered. Over the years, several arrests were made, including high-profile mobsters connected to the crime, but the direct evidence linking them to the heist was limited, and many of the charges were not directly related to the robbery itself. The fascination with the Lufthansa heist continues to endure, partly because of the significant sum stolen and almost mythical status it achieved in the annals of crime history. It remains a pivotal story in the narrative of organised crime in America, highlighting the reach and influence of the mafia in the 1970s, the vulnerabilities in airport security, and the dark allure of the heist plots that continue to captivate the public imagination. The menorah from the Second Temple stands as one of the most significant and enigmatic artifacts from ancient Jewish history. This sacred candelabrum, originally housed in the Second Temple of Jerusalem, has transcended its religious function to become a powerful symbol of the Jewish identity and endurance. Crafted according to divine specifications detailed in the Hebrew Bible, the menorah was a 7-branched candelabrum made of pure gold. It was not merely a religious artifact, but a central piece in the liturgical practices of the temple. Each branch of the menorah was meticulously designed, adorned with cups, knobs and flowers, echoing the imagery of a stylized almond tree. The menorah was intended to be lit daily, a perpetual symbol of divine presence and guidance. The historical journey of the menorah from the Second Temple is as dramatic as its design is intricate. The Second Temple, rebuilt after the Babylonian exile and subsequently expanded by Herod the Great, was the spiritual and cultural heart of Jewish life until its destruction. In 70 AD, Roman forces led by Titus captured Jerusalem and razed the Second Temple, a devastating blow to the Jewish people. During the sacking of the temple, the menorah, along with other sacred treasures, was seized by the Romans. The capture and removal of the menorah by the Romans were immortalized in the Arch of Titus in Rome. This monumental arch, which still stands today, features detailed reliefs depicting Roman soldiers carrying the menorah and other spoils from the temple. The menorah's description on the Arch of Titus is among the most enduring images from antiquity, symbolizing both Roman conquest and the resilience of Jewish heritage. Following its removal from Rome, the menorah was paraded in a grand triumph and eventually placed in the Temple of Peace, constructed by Emperor Vespasian. It was here that the menorah's tale grows murky. Historical records suggest that the Temple of Peace was destroyed in a fire in 191 AD. The fate of the menorah after this event is shrouded in mystery and has been subject to much speculation and legend. Various theories have emerged over the centuries regarding the menorah's ultimate fate. Some suggest it was taken to Byzantium. Others believe it might have been hidden or melted down. A persistent legend even claims that the menorah was hidden away in the depths of the Vatican, a theory that has fueled intrigue and speculation for generations. However, no concrete evidence has ever been found to substantiate these claims, and the menorah's final resting place remains unknown. Despite its physical loss, the menorah has retained a powerful symbolic presence. It has inspired countless artistic renditions and has been incorporated into Jewish ritual and iconography. The menorah continues to be a central symbol of modern Judaism, representing enlightenment, wisdom, and divine inspiration. Its image is promptly featured in the original emblem of the State of Israel, underscoring its enduring significance. The menorah's legacy is a testament to its profound spiritual and cultural impact. It is a symbol of continuity, reflecting the Jewish people's unwavering faith and perseverance through the centuries of exile and hardship. The menorah from the Second Temple, though lost in history, remains an enduring beacon of hope and resilience, a poignant reminder of the glorious past and a symbol of enduring faith and identity. The miracle of Lanciano, a profound event in history of the Catholic Church, is celebrated for its extraordinary and enduring demonstration of faith. Occurring in the 8th century, it remains a significant phenomenon, illustrating the deep belief in the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist, a core tenet of Catholic doctrine. The miracle is centered around the Eucharistic celebration in the town of Lanciano, located in the Abruzzo region of Italy. The story begins in the 8th century during the reign of the Byzantine Emperor Leo III. A Franciscan monk who was struggling with the doubts about the true presence of Christ in the Eucharist was performing the consecration of the bread and wine at the altar at the church of Lanciano. Despite his doubts, the priest carried out the ritual with the reverence and ritual that the sacrament demands. It was at this moment that, according to tradition, the miraculous event occurred. As the priest uttered the words of consecration, "This is my body and this is my blood," he witnessed a transformation that transcended theological conception. The consecrated bread and wine, instead of remaining as mere elements of sacrament, turned into tangible physical substances. The bread transformed into human flesh and the wine turned into real blood. This extraordinary phenomenon was not a temporary illusion, but a lasting miracle that would endure through the centuries. The flesh was described as being visibly and palpably human, exhibiting the properties of muscle tissue and remaining incorrupt over time. The blood, similarly, was found to colligate into 5 distinct clots of varying sizes. This extraordinary event was witnessed by the entire congregation, and the initial shock gave way to profound religious awe. The monk, initially filled with doubt, was converted to unwavering faith, and the miraculous occurrence served to affirm the doctrine of the real presence for the faithful. Following the miracle, the local bishop and church authorities conducted an investigation to verify the authenticity of the event. The findings were thoroughly documented and the miracle was officially recognized by the church. The relics were carefully preserved and displayed in the church, which became a place of pilgrimage and veneration. Over the centuries, the relics were subjected to scientific examination and the findings consistently confirmed their miraculous nature. In the 1970s, a series of scientific tests were conducted on the relics of the miracle of Lanciano. The studies, conducted by Dr. Eduardo Linoli, an Italian scientist and professor of anatomy and histology, used advanced techniques to analyze the blood and flesh. Dr. Linoli's analysis confirmed that the flesh was indeed human, myocardial tissue, which is part of the heart, and the blood was of the same type. The research indicated that the samples were ancient and had not undergone the usual process of decomposition. The results of these studies added a layer of scientific validation to the long-held religious belief in the miracle. The miracle of Lanciano continues to be a powerful testament to the faith of believers. It serves as a profound affirmation of the Catholic understanding of the Eucharist, which holds that during the Mass, the bread and wine become the body and blood of Christ. This belief, known as transubstantiation, is a central doctrine of the Catholic faith and underscores the significance of the Eucharist, the source and summit of Christian life. For the faithful, the miracle of Lanciano is more than a historical event. It is a living testimony of the divine. It represents a tangible connection to the divine mystery of the Eucharist and continues to inspire devotion and belief amongst Catholics. Pilgrims from around the world visit Lanciano to witness the relics and experience the profound spiritual significance of the miracle. The town itself has embraced this sacred event, and the church where the miracle took place remains a focal point for reflection and devotion. The miracle of Lanciano is not merely an isolated event, but part of a broader tapestry of Eucharistic miracles that have occurred throughout Christian history. Each miracle serves to reinforce the profound belief in the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist and provide an enduring testament to the faith of the church. The continuing veneration of the miracle of Lanciano exemplifies the intersection of faith and history, where miraculous events are deeply embedded in the life and worship of Christ. In conclusion, the miracle of Lanciano stands as a profound and enduring symbol of the Catholic faith. It represents a remarkable intersection of divine intervention and human belief, reinforcing the core doctrine of the real presence in the Eucharist. The miracle's impact extends beyond its historical context, continuing to inspire faith and devotion amongst Catholics and serving as a lasting testament to the mysteries of the divine. miracle of San Gerano, also known as the liquefaction of the blood of Saint Januarius, is a remarkable and enduring phenomenon that has captivated the faithful and intrigued skeptics for centuries. This miraculous event occurs in Naples, Italy, and centers around a vial of what is believed to be the dried blood of Saint Januarius, the city's patron saint. The miracle is said to happen 3 times a year: on September the 19th, the saint's feast day; on the Saturday before the first Sunday in May, commemorating the relocation of his relics; and on December the 16th, the anniversary of Naples being spared from the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 1631. Saint Januarius, known as San Gerano in Italian, was a bishop of Benevento who lived during the late 3rd and early 4th century. He is venerated as a martyr in both Catholic and Eastern Orthodox churches. According to tradition, Januarius is persecuted for his Christian faith under the Roman Emperor Diocletian. He was eventually beheaded around 305 AD. Legend has it that a devout woman collected some of his blood in a vial during his martyrdom, and this relic has been preserved ever since. The earliest records of the blood's liquefaction date back to 1389, although it is believed that the phenomenon may have been observed earlier. During the designated dates, a silver bust of Saint Januarius containing a vial of blood is displayed in Naples Cathedral di San Gerano. The faithful gather in anticipation and prayers are recited, calling for the intercession of San Gerano. As the prayers intensify, the vial is examined by the clergy, and the blood inside of it is said to miraculously liquefy. The transformation from solid to liquid state is often accomplished by a change in colour and volume of the blood. The liquefaction of San Gerano's blood is considered a favourable omen for Naples and its inhabitants. When the blood liquefies readily, it is seen as a sign of the saint's protection and blessings for the city. Conversely, if the blood remains solid, it is often interpreted as a bad omen, potentially forewarnings for calamity such as natural disasters, epidemics, or social unrest. Throughout history, instances where the blood did not liquefy have indeed been followed by significant misfortune, reinforcing the belief in the miracle's prophetic nature. Scientific investigations have been conducted to understand the phenomenon, but no conclusive explanation has been reached. Some researchers suggest that the substance in the vial may exhibit thixotropic property, which means it can change from a gel to a liquid when agitated. Others propose that temperature fluctuations or human handling might play a role. Despite various hypotheses, the exact cause of the liquefaction remains a mystery, leaving room for faith and belief to flourish. The miracle of San Gerano holds deep cultural and religious significance for the peoples of Naples. It is a focal point of their religious calendar and is celebrated with fervour and devotion. The processions, prayers, and celebrations surrounding the miracle foster a sense of community and continuity, connecting modern Neapolitans with their historical and spiritual heritage. Over the years, the miracle of San Gerano has attracted attention beyond Naples, drawing pilgrims, tourists, and curious observers from around the world. The event has been documented and reported by various media, contributing to its enduring legacy. While some view it with skepticism, many others regard it as a tangible expression of divine intervention and a testament to the enduring power of faith. The significance of the miracle of San Gerano extends beyond its religious context. It symbolizes hope, continuity, and resilience for the people of Naples, in a city that has faced numerous challenges, including natural disasters, economic hardships, and social upheaval. The miracle serves as a reminder of the strength and unity of Neapolitan community. It embodies a sense of collective identity and shared belief, reinforcing the bond between the citizens and their patron saint. In recent years, the miracle of San Gerano has continued to inspire both devotion and debate. As modernity and tradition intersect, the miracle stands as a bridge between the past and the present, inviting contemplation and reverence. Whether viewed through the lens of the faith or inquiry, the liquefaction of San Gerano's blood remains an extraordinary and compelling phenomenon, a symbol of enduring wonder and mystery. The miracle of San Gerano is a profound and multifaceted event that resonates deeply with the people of Naples and beyond. Its occurrence, steeped in history and faith, underscores the enduring power of belief and the human quest for meaning. meaning. As it continues to be celebrated and scrutinized, the miracle remains as a testament to the rich tapestry of religious and cultural traditions that defines Naples, highlighting the enduring interplay between faith, science, and the mysteries that lie beyond human understanding. The miracle of the Holy Fire, a profound enigmatic event that takes place annually on Holy Saturday at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem. This sacred church, traditionally believed to be the site of Jesus Christ's crucifixion, burial, and resurrection, is the backdrop for one of the most mysterious and venerated occurrences in the Eastern Orthodox Church. The Holy Fire, which appears spontaneously in the tomb of Christ, has been a source of awe and devotion for centuries, and its origins and nature remain subjects of fascination and speculation. The miracle of the Holy Fire has its roots in ancient Christian tradition, with its origins often attributed to the early Byzantine period. Historical records suggest that the phenomenon was recognized and venerated as early as the 9th century. Accounts from that time describe a miraculous fire that would appear at the tomb of Christ and light candles of the faithful in a manner that defies natural explanation. The event is deeply entwined with the liturgical celebrations of Pascha or Easter, marking the resurrection of Jesus Christ, which is the most significant event in the Christian calendar. According to tradition, on the morning of Holy Saturday, the Patriarch of Jerusalem, representing the Orthodox Christian community, enters an edicule, a small structure within the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and encloses the tomb of Christ. The church is usually dimly lit, and the Patriarch prays and waits in the tomb for the appearance of the Holy Fire. The ritual is conducted in a highly solemn and ceremonial manner, with the belief that the divine light will miraculously descend from heaven and ignite candles and lamps held by the Patriarch and other clergy. The appearance of the Holy Fire is said to be sudden and spectacular. Pilgrims and observers report witnessing the fire appearing without any natural source of ignition. The fire is believed to light up candles and lamps that have been prepared in advance, and it is said to spread quickly to all the candles held by the faithful. The flame is perceived as a divine sign of Christ's resurrection and a symbol of divine light dispelling darkness. The Holy Fire is then distributed to the crowd of pilgrims, who carry it back to their homes and churches, spreading light across the world. Despite its long-standing significance and the profound faith of those who witness it, the miracle of the Holy Fire has been subject to scrutiny and debate. Some skeptics and researchers have sought to explain the phenomenon through natural or scientific means. There have been suggestions that the fire could have been a result of a hidden flammable material or mechanisms within the church, or that it could be an effect of certain atmospheric conditions. However, these theories have not been substantiated, and many believers assert that the miracle's nature transcends conventional scientific explanation. The Holy Fire is viewed with deep reverence by the Orthodox Christian community, and its miraculous appearance is seen as a confirmation of the divine presence and truth of the resurrection of Christ. The ceremony surrounding the event is marked by intense spiritual fervor and profound awe, with thousands of pilgrims gathering to witness and participate in the miracle. The fire is considered a direct and tangible connection to the divine, a powerful affirmation of faith that transcends historical and cultural boundaries. In recent years, the Orthodox Church has maintained the traditional practices associated with the Holy Fire, whilst also acknowledging the presence of modern technologies and communications. The event is now broadcast and shared with millions around the world, allowing a global audience to witness and celebrate the miracle. The Holy Fire continues to inspire faith, devotion, and wonder, serving as a potent symbol of the resurrection and a testament to the enduring mysteries of Christian faith. The miracle of the Holy Fire remains one of the most captivating and enigmatic phenomena in the Christian tradition. Its profound spiritual significance, combined with the ongoing debates and investigations surrounding its nature, ensures that it continues to be a focal point of reverence and intrigue. Whether viewed as a divine intervention or a subject of scientific inquiry, the Holy Fire stands as a powerful reminder of the intersection between faith and mystery, embodying the enduring quest for understanding and the profound experience of the sacred. The miracle of the missionary cross is a compelling and lesser known event that took place in Colombia in 1986, demonstrating what many believe to be a profound instance of divine protection and intervention. This miracle centers around a crucifix and a missionary, and it offers a remarkable narrative of faith and survival against the overwhelming odds. In the tumultuous landscape of Colombia during the mid-1980s, the country was embroiled in a series of conflicts involving guerrilla groups, drug cartels, and government forces. The violence and instability of the period posed significant risks to individuals, particularly those who ventured into remote or conflict-ridden areas. It was against this backdrop of danger and unrest that the miracle of the missionary cross occurred. Father Alfonso Maria de la Cruz, a Catholic missionary known for his dedication to serving impoverished communities, was actively involved in pastoral work in one of the most volatile regions of Colombia. His mission was to bring spiritual support, aid, and hope to people who were caught in the crossfire of political and criminal violence. Despite the constant threat to his life, Father Alfonso's commitment to his mission remained unwavering. One fateful day in 1986, while traveling through a particularly dangerous area, Father Alfonso and a small group of companions were ambushed by a guerrilla group. The attackers, armed and ruthless, sought to seize control of the area and intimidate the local population. As the guerrillas approached, it became clear that Father Alfonso and his group were in grave danger. In the face of imminent violence, Father Alfonso clutched a crucifix, a symbol of his unwavering faith and commitment to his mission. The crucifix, a simple but powerful representation of Christ's sacrifice, was an integral part of his spiritual life and work. It was not just a religious artifact, but a source of strength and solace in times of profound crisis. The guerrillas, seeking the crucifix, initially seemed to be enraged by its presence. They demanded that Father Alfonso hand it over, believing that the symbol might be used as a source of supernatural protection. Despite the danger, Father Alfonso refused to relinquish the crucifix, holding it tightly and praying fervently for divine intervention. Miraculously, as the confrontation escalated, the guerrillas were reportedly struck by an unexpected phenomenon. The attackers, who had initially been aggressive and threatening, suddenly became inexplicably disorientated and blinded. The reports from witnesses described the scene of chaos and confusion amongst the guerrillas, who were unable to see or act with their usual precision. The miraculous intervention seemed to protect Father Alfonso and his group from harm, as the disorientated attackers were unable to follow through with their violent intentions. In the aftermath of the event, Father Alfonso and his companions were able to escape the ambush without physical harm. The crucifix, which had been a focal point of the confrontation, remained intact and was described as having been untouched by the violence. The miraculous nature of the incident was soon recognized by the local community and those who had witnessed it. The cross was seen as a symbol of divine protection and intervention, reinforcing the faith of those who had experienced the event. The miracle of the missionary cross became a powerful testament to the belief in divine protection and the efficacy in the face of seemingly unsurmountable danger. The story of Father Alfonso's unwavering faith and miraculous protection afforded to him and his companions served as a source of inspiration and encouragement for many in Colombia and beyond. The crucifix, now revered as a sacred relic, continues to be a symbol of hope and divine intervention for those who knew of its significance. The account of the miracle of the missionary cross highlights the complex interplay between faith, danger, and divine intervention. It underscores the profound impact that religious symbols and spiritual beliefs can have in the times of crisis, offering a narrative of hope and protection that resonates deeply with those who believe in the power of the divine. The miracle remains a poignant example of how faith can manifest in extraordinary ways, providing protection and comfort in the midst of peril and uncertainty. The miracle of the sun is one of the most famous and well-documented miracles of the 20th century, captivating both the faithful and skeptics alike. This extraordinary event took place on October the 13th, 1917, in a small village of Fatima, Portugal, and was witnessed by a crowd estimated to be between 30,000 and 100,000 people, including journalists and skeptics. The phenomenon occurred following a series of apparitions of the Virgin Mary to three young shepherd children, Lucia de Santos and her cousin Francisco and Jacinta Mato. Starting in May 1917, the children reported seeing a radiant lady who identified herself as Lady of the Rosary. She appeared to them on the 13th of each month for 6 consecutive months, delivering messages of repentance, prayer and devotion. The lady promised a miracle in October to prove the authenticity of her apparitions. On the appointed day, a large crowd gathered at the Cova da Ira, the site of the apparitions. Despite heavy rain, witnesses described seeing the sun break through the clouds at noon. The sun then appeared to spin, change colours and move erratically in the sky, casting multicoloured lights across the landscape. Some accounts claim that the sun appeared to zigzag towards the earth, causing the onlookers to fear an imminent collision. Remarkably, despite the intense visual phenomenon, no one reported any eye damage. The event lasted about 10 minutes before the sun returned to its normal state. The ground and the people, which had been soaked in rain, were reported to be dry almost instantly after the event. The miracle of the sun was extensively covered in the Portuguese press, and some skeptics who were present were left astounded. Various explanations have been proposed over the years, ranging from mass hallucination to psychological phenomena to unusual meteorological events. However, none of these theories have satisfactorily explained the sheer scale, consistency, and physical effects of the event as reported by numerous witnesses. The Catholic Church officially recognized the miracle of the sun as a genuine miracle in 1930, further cementing its significance in religious and cultural history of the 20th century. The miracle of the sun remains an enduring symbol of divine intervention for many and a profound mystery for those seeking scientific explanation. It continues to attract pilgrims to Fatima, a major site of Catholic devotion, where millions of the faithful come to honor the Virgin Mary and reflect on the miraculous events that took place over a century ago. Mother Teresa is one of the most venerated figures in recent history, known for her selfless work with the poor and sick in Kolkata, India. Her life and works led to her canonization as a saint by the Catholic Church. 2 miracles attributed to her intercession were central to this process. These miracles were rigorously investigated and authenticated by the Vatican, leading to her beatification and subsequent canonization. The first miracle attributed to Mother Teresa involved the healing of Monica Becerra, a tribal woman from West Bengal, India. In 1998, Monica Becerra was suffering from a large, painful abdominal tumor that caused her significant distress and deliberation. Despite numerous medical consultations and treatments, her condition showed no signs of improvement. The tumor was so large that it made daily activities nearly impossible and threatened her life. On the 5th of September 1998, the first anniversary of Mother Teresa's death, Monica Becerra was admitted to the Ministries of Charity's home in Kolkata, where she received care and comfort from the nuns. It was here that a miraculous event occurred. According to Miss Becerra, the nuns placed a medallion bearing the image of Mother Teresa on her abdomen and prayed for her healing. That night, Miss Becerra experienced a profound sense of peace and felt an intense heat in her abdomen. The following morning, she awoke to find that her tumor had inexplicably disappeared. Medical examinations confirmed the complete and sudden disappearance of the tumor, which left the doctors baffled. Despite initial skepticism and controversy, including debates within the medical community about the nature of her healing, the Vatican conducted a thorough investigation. This involved scrutinizing medical records, interviewing witnesses, and consulting experts. The Vatican concluded that there was no scientific explanation for Miss Becerra's recovery and officially recognized it as a miracle attributed to Mother Teresa Teresa's intercession. This miracle was a key factor in Mother Teresa's beatification by Pope John Paul II in 2003. The second miracle attributed to Mother Teresa occurred years later and involved the healing of Marcelo Haddad Andrino, a Brazilian man suffering from multiple brain abscesses. In 2008, Mr. Andrino was gravely ill, with his condition rapidly deteriorating. The abscesses caused severe pain and neurological symptoms, and his doctors had little hope for his survival. His wife, Fernanda, prayed frequently to Mother Teresa for her husband's speedy recovery. She placed a relic of Mother Teresa near his head and continued to pray for her intercession. Remarkably, Mr. Andrino's condition began to improve. He experienced a complete and sudden recovery, with the brain abscesses disappearing without any medical intervention. Follow-up examinations confirmed that his brain had returned to normal, and there was no trace of the previous life-threatening condition. Mr. Andrino's recovery was considered miraculous, and it defied all medical understanding and expectation. The Vatican once again concluded an exhaustive investigation, examining medical evidence and consulting with experts to rule out any possible natural explanations. The inquiry concluded that Mr. Andrino's recovery was indeed miraculous and attributed to the intercession of Mother Teresa. This second miracle paved the way for her canonization as a saint. On September 4th, 2016, Pope Francis canonized Mother Teresa in a grand ceremony at the Vatican, recognizing her as Saint Teresa of Calcutta. This event was attended by thousands, including those who had been touched by her work and inspired by her life. The recognition of these two miracles affirmed her profound spiritual legacy and the impact of her faith and compassion. Mother Teresa's canonization was a culmination of a lifetime dedicated to serving the poorest of the poor. She founded the Missionaries of the Charity, an order that continues to provide care and support for the marginalized and destitute around the world. Her work earned her international acclaim, including a Nobel Peace Prize in 1979. Her life remains an enduring example of selfless love and devotion. The miracles attributed to her intercession underscore the deep faith and spiritual power that many believe she possessed. They highlight the mysterious and miraculous aspects of faith that transcend scientific explanation. For the Catholic Church and millions of believers worldwide, these miracles are tangible evidence of divine intervention and Mother Teresa's sainticity. Mother Teresa's legacy extends far beyond these miracles. Her life's work continues to inspire acts of charity and compassion globally. The miracles associated with her are not only instances of extraordinary healing, but also symbols of hope, faith, and transformative power of love. They serve as a testament to her enduring spiritual presence and the profound impact of her life dedicated to serving. The miraculous crucifix of Limpias, located in the Church of St. Peter in Limpias, Spain, has captivated the faithful and intrigued skeptics for over a century. This crucifix, depicting Jesus Christ on the cross, is renowned not just for its artistic and devotional value, but also for the extraordinary occurrences reported by numerous witnesses who claim to have seen the image of Christ come alive. The history of the crucifix begins with its creation, carved by an anonymous artist in the 18th century. The life-size figure of Christ is noted for its realistic and poignant representation of Jesus in his final moment. It was installed in the Church of St. Peter in Limpias, where it initially served as a focus for prayer and devotion. The miraculous events associated with the crucifix began in 1914 and continued to be reported throughout the 1920s. The first widely acknowledged miracle occurred in March 1919, when a parishioner, Matteo Mentrida, claimed to have seen the eyes of the crucified Christ open and close. This vision was soon followed by other similar accounts from different individuals, including a clergy, lay people, and visitors from outside the town. Witnesses described various phenomena. Some saw the eyes of the figure move. Others reported seeing Christ's mouth open as if it was speaking or breathing, and a few even claimed to see the entire body move as if it were alive. These occurrences often took place during Mass or while individuals were in deep prayer, adding to the spiritual and emotional impact of the experiences. The events at Limpias quickly attracted attention, drawing pilgrims from across Spain and beyond. Many came to see the crucifix for themselves, hoping to witness a miracle or simply be in the presence of what they believed to be a site of divine manifestation. The influx of visitors turned the Church of St. Peter into a significant pilgrimage destination, much like other well-known sites of the Marian apparitions and miracles. The phenomenon did not go unnoticed by the church authority. A thorough investigation was included, during which numerous testimonies were collected. Accounts were often detailed and consistent, describing similar movements and expressions of the face on the crucifix. These investigations included statements from reputable individuals, including medical doctors and clergy, who vouched for the authenticities of their experiences. One of the most compelling testimonies came from Father Jose Maria Galarrega, a Jesuit priest who initially approached the reports with skepticism. During a mass in front of the crucifix, he witnessed the eyes of the figure move and its expression change. His detailed and sincere account added significant weight to the claims of the miraculous nature of the crucifix. In addition to these visional phenomena, many pilgrims reported experiencing profound spiritual renewals, physical healings, and conversions after visiting the crucifix. These transformations were often attributed to the divine presence they felt while praying before the figure. The church has always approached such claims with caution, emphasizing the importance of discernment and verification. While the miraculous nature of the events of Olympus have not been officially proclaimed as dogma of faith, the local clergy and many believers maintain a strong conviction about the divine origin of these occurrences. The church continues to encourage devotion to the crucifix, recognizing the deep spiritual impact it has had on countless lives. Today, the crucifix of Olympus remains a powerful symbol of faith and a focal point of devotion. Pilgrims still visit the Church of St. Peter, drawn by the legacy of the miracles and the hope of experiencing a connection with the divine. The story of the miraculous crucifix serves as a reminder of the mystery of faith and the ways in which the sacred can manifest in the material world, inspiring believers to deepen their devotion and trust in the miraculous. The miraculous infant Jesus of Prague is a highly venerated statue of a child Jesus that resides in the Church of Our Lady Victorious in Prague, Czech Republic. The statue, measuring approximately 18 inches in height, is made in wood coated with wax and depicts Jesus as a king, adorned with royal garments and a crown, holding a globe in his left hand to symbolize his domination over the world. His right hand is raised in a gesture of blessing. The origin of the statue can be traced back to the early 16th century of Spain, where it was believed to have been crafted. The latter made its way to Prague through a series of fortuitous events and became a central figure of devotion, known for numerous reported miracles and graces granted to those who sought its intercession. The statue's journey to Prague began with Maria Manrique de Lara, a Spanish noblewoman who received it as a wedding gift. Maria brought the statue to Bohemia, where she married a Czech nobleman, Vratislav of Pernstein. In 1628, their daughter, Princess Polyxena of Lebekiewicz, donated the statue to the Discalced Carmelites in Prague, who placed it in their church. The Carmelites, facing the turmoil of the 30 Years' War, experienced a series of misfortunes, including the plundering of their monastery and the subsequent damage to the statue. The statue was discarded and forgotten for a time until Father Cyril of the Mother of God rediscovered it in 1638. Upon finding the statue, Father Cyril reported hearing a child Jesus speak to him, saying, "Have mercy on me, and I will have mercy on you. Give me hands, and I will give you peace. The more you honor me, the more I will bless you." These words reinvigorated the devotion to the infant Jesus of Prague. Father Cyril had the statue restored, and the miraculous occurrences associated with it soon began to multiply. The faith attributed numerous healings and other favors to intercession of the infant Jesus. One of the most notable miracles occurred during a plague that swept through Prague. The citizens, gripped by fear and desperation, turned to the infant Jesus for help. The statue statue was processed through the streets, and prayer for deliverance were frequently offered. Many believe the city's eventual relief from the plague was a direct result from these devotions. This event solidified the statue's reputation as a source of divine intervention and protection. The devotion to the infant Jesus of Prague spread rapidly beyond the borders of Bohemia. Reports of miraculous healings and answered prayers reached other parts of Europe and eventually the world. Pilgrims began to flock to the Church of Our Lady Victorious, seeking the statue's intercession. The Carmelite community recognized the importance of this devotion, promoted it widely, and the statue was adorned with various beautiful garments donated by the faithful over the centuries. In 1896, Pope Leo XIII granted a canonical coronation to the statue, recognizing its significance in the Catholic faith. The statue's popularity continued to grow. It became a symbol of hope and divine favor for many. The devotion was further endorsed when Pope Benedict XVI visited the statue during his apostolic journey to the Czech Republic in 2009, underscoring its importance in contemporary Catholic spirituality. The Church of Our Lady Victorious remains a significant pilgrimage site to this day. The Carmelite Fathers continue to care for the statue and the influx of pilgrims who visit, drawn by the stories of miraculous interventions and a deep sense of peace and hope that the statue inspires. Special novena, prayers, and masses are held in honor of the infant Jesus of Prague, particularly on the statue's feast day, which is celebrated with great solemnity and joy. The devotion to the infant Jesus of Prague emphasizes the innocence, humility, and power of the Christ child. It invites the faithful to approach Jesus with childlike trust and confidence in his love and mercy. The statue serves as a tangible reminder of God's loving care and powerful intercession of Christ, even in his infancy. For many, the infant Jesus of Prague represents a source of comfort and a beacon of hope, especially in times of distress and uncertainty. The legacy of the infant Jesus of Prague is a testament to the enduring power of faith and the profound impact that a single image can have on the spiritual lives of countless individuals. Its history, filled with miraculous events and deep devotion, continues to inspire and uplift those who seek its intercession. The miraculous infant Jesus of Prague stands as a powerful symbol of divine love and mercy, inviting all to experience its transformative grace that flows from a sincere devotion to the Christ child. The Florentine diamond is a lost jewel of legendary proportions and intriguing history, surrounded by mystery and international intrigue. This large Indian origin yellow diamond, weighing approximately 137.27 carats, has a storied past involving multiple European royal families and a disappearance that has puzzled historians and treasure hunters alike. The origins of Florentine diamond trace back to India, where it was supposedly taken as spoils of war and subsequently came into possession of the Duke of Burgundy. The diamond was said to be cursed, as it appeared to bring misfortune to its owners. The stone eventually made its way to the Medici family in Florence in the 16th century, which is how it received its name, the Florentine. Under the Medici's ownership, particularly under Ferdinando I de' Medici, Grand Duke of Tuscany, the diamond was cut into a double rose cut, giving it its distinctive 9-sided form. The cutting was an attempt to enhance its brilliance and colour, characteristics of the gem cutting style of that era. The Florentine diamond became part of the Tuscan crown jewels and was passed down through generations of Medici until the line died out. With the extinction of the Medici dynasty, the diamond passed into the hands of the Habsburgs through marriage alliances. It became part of the Austrian crown jewels, where it remained until the fall of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, World War I. Its last confirmed sighting was in Austria in 1918. After the war, the imperial family took the jewel with them into exile in Switzerland. The diamond's fate became unclear amidst the political and social upheaval following the war. There are numerous theories about what happened to the Florentine diamond after it left Austria. One popular theory is that it was sold by exiled Habsburgs and the proceeds used to support the family in difficult times. tombs. Another suggests that the diamond was stolen and recut into smaller, unrecognisable stones to hide its identity. There are also rumours that it may have made its way into the hands of a private collector, lost to the public eye. Despite various reported sightings and claims over the years, no verifiable evidence of the diamond's whereabouts has come to light. The lack of concrete information has only fueled more speculation and mystique surrounding the gem. Disappearance of the Florentine diamond remains one of the greatest mysteries of the gem world. Its story encapsulates the fascinating slice of European history, reflecting the rise and fall of dynasties, the spoils of war, and the curses and superstitions of the old. The search for the Florentine diamond continues to captivate the imaginations of treasure hunters and historians around the world, each hoping to uncover the truth behind the fate of this lost imperial treasure. Crown Jewels of Ireland, also known as the Irish Crown Jewels, refer to a highly valuable and historical significant collection of regalia used to adorn the sovereign and the Knights of the Order of St. Patrick, an order of chivalry established by George III in 1783. These jewels played a central role in the ceremonies of the order and represented a symbol of direct British rule over Ireland. The regalia included several pieces, most notably the star and badge of the order, both encrusted with large numbers of precious stones. The star was composed of Brazilian white diamonds, forming a St. Patrick's cross, with rubies in the centre, forming a heraldic rose. The badge, a more elaborate piece, included emeralds, rubies, and Brazilian diamonds, and was worn pinned to the sovereign's robes during ceremonies. These jewels were kept in a safe library in the Dublin Castle, which was a significant administrative centre for the British government in Ireland. The safe also contained collars belonging to members of the Order of St. Patrick, another significant component of the ceremony attire. The librarian of the castle, Sir Arthur Vickers, was responsible for the jewels' safekeepings, although numerous individuals had access to the safe keys, reflecting a surprisingly lax approach to security. The theft of the crown jewels occurred in 1907, just days before the Irish International Exhibition, where they were scheduled to be displayed, causing a huge public uproar and embarrassment for the British authorities. The jewels were last confirmed in the safe on June 11, 1907 by Mr. Vickers himself, but on July the 6th they were discovered missing. Despite a massive investigation, no one was ever prosecuted for the theft, and the jewels were never recovered. The theft itself is shrouded in mystery and controversy, contributing to a long-standing enigma. Various theories have circulated regarding the identity of the theft or the thieves and their motives. Some suggest the involvement of high-ranking officials within the British administration, potentially even connections with Irish nationalist movements, which sought to embarrass the British authorities. Others speculate that the theft may have been an inside job by someone with access to the castle, given the apparent ease within which the thieves accessed the safe. The investigation into the theft was notably mishandled. Sir Arthur Vickers, despite his protests of innocence, was made a scapegoat and dismissed from his post. The investigation was criticised for its focus on Mr. Vickers to the exclusion of other plausible suspects, and it was marred by allegations of incompetence and potential cover-ups, reflecting the tense political climate in Ireland at the time. The disappearance of the crown jewels of Ireland remain one of the most famous jewel thefts in history. It occurred against the backdrop of growing Irish nationalist sentiment, and just a few years before the Irish War of Independence, which would eventually lead to the establishment of the Irish Free State. The theft symbolised not only a significant security breach, but also served as a metaphor for the declining power of the British Empire in Ireland. Today, the whereabouts of the Irish crown jewels remain unknown, and they continue to be the subject of intrigue and speculation. The mystery surrounding their fate is a captivating chapter in the complex tapestry of Irish-British relations during a crucial period of Ireland's history. The loss of such significant symbols of the British monarchy in Ireland added a storied layer to the rich historical narrative of the Emerald Isle.